welcome back to Flowers. It's autumn, my babies. I hope that you are all doing well today. We just got things started last time, and there's obviously some interesting observations one could make about this volume's protagonist. That like, her inner monologue has been very interesting, to say the least, and it's not anything that may jump out at people maybe at first glance, but the way that she seems very carefully written, her thoughts are expressed in a very almost deliberate way that leads me to already having some thoughts about the type of person that Yuzuru Yatsushiro may be. So let's go ahead and get back into things like you do. There you go. Hey, that audio glitch, they just never fixed that, did they? Anyway. All right. So we are back in the library, which could mean any number of things, but I do believe that there is a certain fairy of the library that we've yet to see. Well, look who we have here. I turn toward the sound of the voice, then drop my gaze downward to meet the eyes of its owner. Hey, it's my girl! Yeah! Whole audience, like the whole audience has been wondering, where's Erica been this entire time? I feel like that's kind of like what this series should largely be, is that anytime Erica's not around, everybody should just be standing around asking, why isn't Erica here? It's Erika Yagaki, whose acquaintance I've recently made. You're too dumb for the library. Why are you here? You know, the thing that I hadn't anticipated starting this volume, and I don't know why it didn't immediately jump out at me, is like, this is the most we're probably going to get to listen to Yuzu speak. And as the character who probably has my favorite voice to listen to in this series, boy, that's just like, it's going to be a real treat. It's going to be a real good 20-hour treat. Suo Shirahane had been standing slightly apart from the group of girls awaiting the arrival of the star. When she'd spotted me, her bronze green eyes had met mine and latched on. I shrug at her. I shrug as her lips curve into her usual feline smile. Erica, you got this covered. We found your niche. Yagaki-kun grimaces her agreement, then casts her eyes over me appraisingly. Damn. Damn! Erica just never holds back. This girl has no filter. Yeah, there you go! Lean into it. Look at her, man. She's into it. But then again, Erica is the type to have always been looking. She has an active imagination and a healthy sexual appetite from the sounds of it. It is notably longer. Unperturbed by my frank observation, she puts her hand to her chin and pulls a face. Literally just ends up getting a face full of panties everywhere she goes. Summer, it's like the summer of pantsu for poor Erica, which I don't know that I would say it's poor Erica in this case. And I don't know that like these two, this feels like the unstoppable force and the unmovable object in terms of somebody trying to get the other embarrassed, because I just don't think either of the two are gonna budge very hard or budge very much unless somebody says something genuine, and then they're both gonna just turn into cookie dough. She breaks her gaze away from mine and looks straight forward. Not knowing where to look, huh? Literally ass TV up here. Despite my words, I do a pirouette for her. The pleated skirt floats up into the air and Yaigaki-kun blushes. Got her! Got it! Look at her! He's like, I didn't do nothing. I wasn't looking. I was looking, but I wasn't looking. Because she always do be looking. That's the secret. Yeah! I catch a mutter about MTA partners, but then she coughs and, changing the subject, stares at the book in my hand, commenting on how unusual it is to see me reading. What you reading for? I refuse to believe that Erica has never heard of Halloween. Seems like she doesn't know about the annual Halloween party. I have an urge to mess with her, but I've always had my fun. But I've already had my fun. So, taking pity, I tell her it's a yearly tradition at the academy. Yaigaki-kun nods, understanding without me having to explain anything. She gestures to my recipe book, saying that it looks like the cooking club contributes too. She smiles her cat-like smile and rubs her hands together. Like a turkey? I know what a butterball is, but it's also a very famous turkey brand. Candy is the perfect thing for a Halloween party. A deep fried ball of butter. That sounds gross as hell, though. Like, that is something you go to a state fair and clog your arteries with. Yeah, man, just give me, like, the deep fried lard. Be great. It's so American, it hurts. God, that's just disgusting. Like, the very thought of just swallowing a spoonful of butter to me is just the grossest thing. And I know that, like, it's gonna melt in there and be like, but it's just, butter by itself, that it's just kind of oozing through batter is just, no, you could not get me to do that. The description alone is almost enough to induce a heart attack, right? There you go. That's your in. My favorite food. Yo, dog, pancakes! Let's go! I'm big on pancakes. Hey, we know that Erica's pretty big on pancakes too, or at least she had a nice giant stack of 12 of them in the previous game. Higaki-kun questions me, and I look back at her.
Pancake かな? お、パンケーキですか。確かに飾り付けしやすそうだし、ハロウィンに合いそうだ。
Yeah, she's into
それ
it.
でいてうまい。八重垣くんのお墨付きが出たね。
The Erica seal of approval.
また料理部で味見に呼んでくださいよ。
The usual feline curve of her mouth has transformed into a soft, girlish smile. I tell her I'd be glad to have her taste test my cooking. That's somebody's gonna have to before we present this to an audience. I use the lull in the conversation to glance at the clock on the wall and see that it's almost time for me to go.
待ち合わせでも。ああ、これから2回への会で会議だよ。普段のハロウィンのことでね。部がある時でも休めないんですね。年中無休か。このご時世、定休日なんてあったらやっていけないからね。
My banter draws a cat-like smile from her. You know, I think that's the counter that I should have had for this series is how many cat-like feline smiles? Like that's the counter we need.
そうだ。もう一つ質問しよう。ハロウィンでの出し物だが、どんなものがあったら面白いと思う？
A fun Halloween performance.
出し物。お化けの格好して料理を食べてお菓子をもらいに回るだけじゃないんですか？基本、寮のダイニングホールを借り切って行われるんだけどね。去年は個人で占いの館をやっている者もいたな。
Sounds like typical Japanese school festival things.
へえ。なら、そうだな。
She's really giving this some thought. Guess she's actually more good-natured than she seems. Just then, as I'm distracted, I happen to notice the soft footsteps creeping up on us.
階段。
Ah! Jump scare, Chidori! Holy crap! How did you? How did? I got the that just hit me in the best possible way. Her not only her sprite, her entire wheelchair jumped. I know that it's just a technical thing of the sprite just being one static image. But the idea of her being so startled that she grabs the wheels and somehow jumps is oh my god, that is way funnier than it should have been. That just you ever have something just hit you the right way? Okay. The new arrival declares this with delight as she takes a hold of the handles of Yaigaki-kun's wheelchair.
高崎くんの意見は階段の披露か。確かにハロウィンパーティーには合いそうだ。
The girl who's just appeared is Chidori Takasaki, Yaigaki-kun's amitié partner. She's a transfer student who wowed us all with a stunning performance at the ballet recital last month.
お久しぶりですね、八代先輩。最近は忙しくてバレエ談義はできなかったね。おい、人のことを脅かしておいて無視か。
Ooh, I love Moody Erica. It's so good.
無視をしていたのはエリカでしょ。エントランスで待っているって言ったのに全然来やしないのだもの。迎えに来たのよ。そうか、悪い。先輩と盛り上がっちまってよ。
As I listen to their conversation, it strikes me how much they've both softened. I'm not a fan of change in general, but this change is pretty welcome.
それで八重垣くんの意見は？
そうですね。パーティーなら賑やかしは必要か。バンドみたいな？
We got a band?
ガールズバンドか？今さら何十番戦時だよ。乗り遅れるにも程があるぞ。
Nah, like look, like girl bands started getting popular again, like when Haruhi happened, when that happened, and then you started getting like Love Live stuff, and then no, that's more idol stuff. Girl band stuff is really popular these days, though. Like hell, even I liked Bang Dream, It's My Go, and I don't even like girl band shows that much, but It's My Go is pretty incredible. I like it because it's kind of depressing. That's kind of like a theme in most of the media that I like. Boy, is it gonna make me feel like shit at some point. Is somebody traumatized? That's how you're gonna get me into anything, really.
Yeah,
let's do it! Absolutely, I would pay top dollar for that. Thanks to Takasaki-kun, I now know that Yaigaki-kun is a Led Zeppelin fan. And what her favorite song is, too.
僕は移民の歌が好きだ。
Immigrant song? Bruiser Brody? That is a wrestler, and I only know that that is a wrestler because I watched Dark Side of the Ring, which is a documentary series about wrestlers that is interesting. I don't watch wrestling at all, but I do like documentaries like that about things that I don't like actively engage with. There are a lot of interesting and mostly really bad catastrophic stories with regard to Dark Side of the Ring, but I think it's generally a well put together little docu-series. Yaigaki-kun cracks up at that. Once she's calmed down, she asks me if I'd consider doing a performance or something myself.
そうだな。僕は。
You know what? Let's give Takasaki-kun's idea a try. Let's tell some ghost stories.
怪談話というのはいいかもね。時期外れなことを除けば。
八代先輩、怪談が夏だけのものというのは浅はかですよ。怪談は夏よりも秋冬の方が多いのです。
She gleefully launches into a spiel. I guess Takasaki-kun's really into her spooky stories.
寒い時期の怪談は夏とは別種の趣があって。
ネリーといい、リンゴくんといい、女の子はホラー話が好きなのだな。
その言い方だと私たちが女じゃないって言ってるみたいですよ。
And is that intentional too? Again, the way this girl speaks, or the way she speaks and the way she inner monologues at times, there's something going on here.
それでここからが興味深いんですよ。
I inadvertently lean back as Takasaki-kun bends forward, suddenly all fired up.
勘弁してくれ。
We're arranged in a line with Yaigaki-kun at one end, meaning that Takasaki-kun bends forward. She has a front row view of her ass!
私のおすすめは雪
Look
山
at her trying not to look! This is that good visual novel language I like, where you can portray something very funny when you've got the sprites to do it. She's not looking, not looking, not looking, totally not!
雪山登山をした大学生2人の話なの。頂を踏破することはできたのだけど、下山する途中に1人が足を捻挫してしまって、その日のうちに山を降りることができなくなってしまったの。日が暮れそうな時、ようやく山
I'm paying attention to the ghost story, but like Erica does this thing where she's literally looking away and then mid-sentence she just gives, hey, we're looking. We're looking!
目のやり場に困ると言っていたのだな。
She did say she had trouble knowing where to look. Ah, she noticed. Very good use of visual novel language there. I flash a cynical smile at Yaigaki-kun, who's currently getting an eyeful of her amitié partner's scintillating thighs as her skirt wafts up and down.
いやだからな。それはエリカの考え方が古いのよ。
Watching the two of them talk with such carefree intimacy stirs an emotion deep inside of me. You can tell that they trust one another.
私もあんな風に。
Oh.
八代先輩？先輩、話聞いていましたか？
ああ、八重垣くんと高崎くんの意見、とても参考になったよ。
I gloss over the fact that I haven't heard a word of what they've been saying.
それは良かったです。
I see the two of them share a private look.
そろそろ向かわないとまずいな。
And it's getting a little too lovey-dovey in here for me. I declare with a purposeful look at the clock. Takasaki-kun shoots me a questioning look.
二階屋の会の会合だよ。年中無休だ。店長は大変ですね。
定休日が欲しいが、そうもいかない。
I smile and shrug. I thank them both for their time and with a wave of my hand, take my leave from the library.
本当に高崎くんの案が通るなんて。
Ghost stories it is. At the council meeting, the discussion of what to do at the Halloween party was a mess, with all kinds of ideas thrown into the ring. But in the end,
怪談話大会とはね。
a live ghost story recital it is. I wonder if that's one of those things where we can get a different scene later if we choose to do a band. I wonder if they'd actually do a band. I don't think so. I feel like that's just kind of one of those things where it's just, that'll be a yellow choice. But I think that would be cute. I could, there's definitely a lot of, like, you could definitely make a very cool and very cute girl band with a lot of the characters in this game. I just want to see a cute flowers-based girl band now. It seems like even the pure, virtuous maidens of the Council of Nikaya hold a dark candle in their heart for horror. I'd mentioned it as a joke, but most of the members took it seriously, chattering excitedly about how fun it sounded. Although if it had just been the regular council members, the idea probably would have just faded away after its brief moment in the spotlight. However,
それはいいわ。ぜひ催しの一つに入れましょう。
the vice president had clapped her hands together, her face radiant, and so it had been decided.
まあ、ネリーの喜ぶ顔を見られるのは結構なことだが。
That's all it took.
感謝しているわ、ゆずりは。
She's very excited about this. Ah! I blush at the girlish shriek her surprise attack elicited from me. The feel of her pressing against me as she hugs me from behind and the scent of her perfume.
やめてくれないか、ネリー。心臓が口から飛び出すかと思ったよ。
ゆずりはを驚かせられたわ。
Gotcha, she says joyfully, her arms still around me. I smile wryly to myself. It's been one surprise glomping after another for me today. Glomping! Glomping! That is such a 2005, 2006 word. Jesus Christ, I don't know that I have seen the word, or used the word, or said the word, or heard the word glomping in literally almost or over 20 years. Jesus Christ.
まったく、ハンガーゲームじゃないんだぞ。
何？
What?
映画だよ。不意打ちばかりされているなってことさ。それより肌着じゃないか。
Lying in wait in your undies. Oh my.
じっと潜んで待っていたのかい？
違うわ。ゆずりはったら服を脱ぎながら考え事をしていたじゃないの。それ。
そう。
Yeah, you got me there. It looks like I must have finished undressing while my mind was elsewhere, realizing that I too am down to my underwear.
こいつは
What with the lack of any clothes between us, I'm now keenly aware of her body on mine. Her voluptuous chest pressing against my back, the long waves of gorgeous hair tickling my skin. Her warmth, which is stroking a smoldering heat at my core.
まずい
Stroking? Stoking. Let's go stoking. That's probably the word we want to use. I turn around haltingly, only to be faced with the valley of her cleavage. My pulse quickens. My heart is pounding so hard she'll surely notice my agitation.
大きくなったわね。
ああネリーも大きくなったよ
In some very specific ways.
本
I don't clarify that I'm talking about her tits.
そろそろいいだろ服が脱げないよ
当残念。
That's a shame. She finally pulls away and clasps her hands behind her back, smiling impishly. That smile sends a little flutter through my
い
chest.
たずらばかりしていると二階屋の会のメンバーに示しがつかないぞ
二人だけの時しかしないわ。ゆずりは
Oh,
甘えさせてくれるから好きよ。
I'm not quite sure what you're feeling here. You are almost like not a blank slate, but I can't quite nail down Narine's feelings. Can't quite nail down like where she's coming from here.
親バカな父親になった気分だよ
I think what she's feeling is pretty obvious. I hide my discomposure behind a snide retort. Forcing myself to act calm, I move to take off my underwear, telling her that we should get into the hot baths quickly before we catch a cold. It's late, and we have the spacious baths all to ourselves.
やっ
Aww.
ぱり大きくないとな
Aw, that's how you know you're comfortable with someone. She really is lacking in the boob department. I think to myself. I rest my arms on her thighs and look up at her.
何を悪巧みしているの？
What mischief are you planning? Never. Not Yuzu.
そんなこと考えていないさ
Oh, look at you.
素敵な光景だな
Smooth as
素
always.
敵？目が何か企んでいる
A scheming glint? Yeah, I think she's just always got that. A childhood friend is truly the most terrifying of foes. I look down at my own chest, then back up at
八
Neri's.
重垣くんも魅力的だがこれだけは唯一
Oh my god, don't go trash talking my girl behind her back. She already knows. This girl's literally calling her little houses on the prairies, which is literally the best terminology I've ever heard for for being almost as flat as a board.
八重垣さんがどうしたの？
Going from us to her is like stepping out of the mountains and onto the prairie. I shake that image from my mind and instead tell Nettie how I've run into Yaigaki at the library before coming to the meeting. Jesus.
そうだったの。このところ行き合えてないから、またお話がしたいわ。
図書室ではハロウィンパーティーでの議題について意見を聞いたよ
そうなの。ああ、だから階段の話が出たのね。
She claps her hands together as though it all makes sense now. She looks positively delighted to have found a kindred spirit.
階段は八重垣くんの意見ではなくてね高崎くんの方なんだよ
We found you another horror otaku to get involved with.
まあ、そうなの。お話が合いそうだわ。
She beams happily, her breasts bouncing beneath her towel with each movement she makes. There's a certain defenselessness that comes with knowing one another so
八重垣
intimately.
さんも怖い話を嫌いではないと聞いているし、
今度お二人を誘ってお風呂で語り合いたいわ。
Tell ghost stories in the bath.
それはどうだろうか。
I explained that while I don't yet have a handle on Takasaki-kun's personality, Yaigaki-kun probably wouldn't be up for it. She can be surprisingly girly in some ways.
そうなの？もしかして恥ずかしがり屋さんなのかしら。
それもあると思うがね。とある情報通から聞いた
Yeah,
話だと、
that too!
八重垣くんは
That
目が
too!
小さいのを気にしているらしい。僕やネリー、そして1年生の中では一番だろう高崎くんの3人に囲まれて、湯船で語らうのは酷というものではないかと思うね。
A shame that she would never recover from.
そうなの。お胸が。
She hasn't been bothered about our state of undress up until now, but as soon as the word breasts makes an appearance, she squirms awkwardly. Still, she doesn't make any move or cover herself up in front of me. She's probably wondering if she's offended me with her frank language.
思いやりのある幼馴染と知り合えて、僕は嬉しい。
Offending Yuzu with frank language. Yeah, I bet that works.
何？
いや、やはり二階屋の会の会長はネリーがなるべきだったと改めて思ったのさ。なんで僕なんかが選ばれたのか。
Yeah, like, why did you get chosen? It's real weird. I really truly think this. I'd said it in my usual joking fashion, but Neri has caught on to the genuine sentiment behind my words. She looks me in the eye. You don't choose your purpose chooses you, she declares.
神の御言葉かい？
違うわ。お父様が以前そうおっしゃっていたの。でも私も言葉通りだと思うわ。ゆずりは、あなたは会長という職に選ばれたのよ。でなければ学院のみんなが賛同してくれるわけないでしょ。
Getting voted into the various council positions or even the vice presidency isn't such a big deal. However, to be chosen as president, you first have to overcome all these trials. That's something I understood well, having gone through them myself.
やっぱりネリーの方が向いていると思うけどね。
度量が広いのは会長にとって必要。ハロウィンパーティーでの怪談大会も許してくれたし。
あれだけなら考えものだが、他の催しの案も通った後だったからね。料理と同じだ。紛れてしまえばなんてことはない。
We share a chuckle. She really is my best friend. Perhaps those words escaped my lips just now because Nettie puts a finger to hers
で
thoughtfully.
も高崎さんと八重垣さん、お二人ともよく一緒にいるの
Oh,
を見かけるわ。
oh yeah, they're
本
close.
当に仲がいいのね。
Yeah, buddy.
初めは反発していたようだけどもね。
そうなの？
似た者同士だから反発するのさ。だがきっと何かつながりを深める出来事があったのだろうね。
何かって。
Oh! Her cheeks flush and she blinks innocently, tracing a finger across her lips. She asks me.
ねえ、もしかして。
We're just asking it outright. Let's go. Maybe they
二
are.
人って交際しているのかしら。
それは
For a moment, I'm stumped as to how I should answer that question from the position of president, but then I realize that she's asking me for my personal opinion. I nod.
面と向かって聞いちゃいないが。
Yeah, yeah! They probably is.
そう。ねえ、ゆずりは。
Oh, we diving in?
女性同士が付き合うということは。
How do you feel about that? I mean, God, how do you not know? How do you have a friend like Yuzu and not know that she is gay AF? Like, she makes no bones about it.
それは
I'm kind of jealous. I decide to answer from my personal perspective rather than that of a school
そう
authority.
だな。率直に言って羨ましくはある。
Oh.
そうなの。
She doesn't noticeably draw back from me, nor does she hide her suspicion.
ああ、腹を割って話せる友人。いや、親友というのは大切だ。
You know, just gal
彼女
pals.
たちの密な関係が。
That's what Flowers is! Flowers is a story about girls just becoming gal pals.
そういう意味合いなのね。
もしかしてネリーは僕がもっと
Were you having a
特
naughty
別なことを言
think?
うと思っていたのかい？
I leer at her chest and waggle my fingers. She squirms and crosses her arms in front of her to hide her bosom.
もう胸が大きいのはコンプレックスだって知っているでしょ。
八重垣くんが聞いたら猫の笑みを浮かべながら嫌味を言われそうな言いざまだね。
そういう意味で言ったのではないわ。
This is surely just a case of the grass always being greener on the other side. Still, Nettie's brow is furrowed in an expression of genuine anguish. It's so adorable that I can't help but laugh.
意地悪だわ。
She glares at me, her cheeks flushed. I tell her I'm done with the lame jokes and beg for her forgiveness, which she of course grants. After giving my own opinion,
それで
I ask the same question of Neri. A troubled look clouds her face as she tilts her head in
そう
thought.
ね。胸筋を開く相手が欲しいと言っていた私だもの。親密な相手は欲しいわ。
But her soft pink lips form the word. But I cut her off, not wanting to hear the rest of the
お
sentence.
付き合いを受け入れることは
Damn. Ooh! Ow! Oh! Damn, you're just like taking the knife and cutting it yourself there, huh? Just be like, all right, I don't want to hear her say it. I'm just gonna do it myself.
ユズリハは私の心が読めるのね。
Big oof, my guy! Ooh!
いや相手の記憶が
I couldn't mind melt like a
あ
Vulcan.
る感じ
Of course. I'm a big fan, but she hasn't seen Star Trek, so all I get back is a faint smile. This is one of the few times that seeing her smile makes me a little sad.
幸せになる秘訣だ。一番大切なものを決して手放さないこ
オスカー・ワイルド。
と。いや、父の言葉さ。
Oh, neat. They both kind of got a quote from their dad here. They wonder how foundational those quotes are going to be. But my dad did let go of it, even if it was fate that took it away.
そうでさ。
The mention of loss must have reminded her of my tutor. Her expression suddenly turned
長湯し
sorrowful.
てしまった。湯あたりしてしまいそうだ。そろそろ上がるとしよう。
そうね。
肌が白いから余計にゆだって見える。タコみたいだぞ、ネリ
肌が白いのはお互い様でしょ。
I'm relieved to see her expression brighten
ー。
again.
遅いか。
My best friend's words felt like a small, sharp needle being driven directly into my heart. I reflect with some detachment that I'm probably not going to be able to pull it out anytime soon. Oof. Dang, she kind of just like one of those moments where you're like you're probing the waters, you're testing things, you're dipping a toe in, and oh man, maybe not the direction you were hoping that would go. People often get the wrong idea about me for some reason, but I actually don't mind boring work. I'm the same. In fact, I'm naturally quite good at at just steadily toiling away at trivial tasks. I take a certain pride in it. Yeah, like once I get rolling on some kind of mundane, boring task that nobody else would want to do, that's my jam. Like I can do that. I can knock that shit out like nobody's business. Finishing up a task and seeing the fruits of my labor brings with it a pleasant sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. So,
ごめんなさいね。
Hey, sister. How you going? How's it going, Dahlia? We ain't seen you in a while.
いいえ、面倒だなんて思ってませんよ。
秋代の制服は白いから汚れが目立つし、頼むにしても急じゃなければ用意できたのに。
替えの服がないわけじゃなし、大丈夫ですよ。さっさと終わらせてしまいましょう。
To someone like me who revels in mundane labor, helping with the harvest is no hassle at all. I actually feel bad that she's apologizing so much. In fact,
昨日のやりとりを思い出さずに済んだ。
yeah, like let's just not think about my crush who I'm gay for, maybe not being gay. And maybe not being able to accept that at all. Except now I'm thinking about the conversation from the previous night and... Ooh. With my mind elsewhere, I accidentally snap the carrot I'm pulling up. I scowl down at it. Goddamn carrot. Betrayed by a carrot!
食べ物に対する礼儀がなっていない。食い道楽の八重垣くんが見たら
Oh yeah,
怒らせてしまいそう
you'd be so done.
どうしたの？
At least 10 lashes. I confess that I've snapped a carrot because I wasn't paying attention.
これは収穫時期が少し遅れてしまったみたい。
They're a little more brittle than they should be.
時期なんです？
収穫が遅れると劣根、根の一部が裂けて割れてしまったりするの。まだ大丈夫だと思っていたけど、急いだ方がいいわね。
なるほど。奥が深い。
All students at the academy take it in turns to cultivate the allotments, and we all take part in the harvest too. So I've done this before, but I still have a lot to learn.
これはこれで趣味にしたら面白そうだ。
Well, you like playing with flowers, so I imagine that this can't be all that can't be all that far removed. Maybe you got a green thumb. Maybe that's your calling. I think to myself as I fiddle with the broken carrot.
形が悪いだけで食べられないわけではないん
Of
です。
course. I've seen some funky ass shaped carrots in my day, believe me.
大丈夫よ。
なら、後でスムージーにでもしてみよう。でかいストローでも使って健康化を気取ってみます。
八代さんは音調のことをよく理解しているのね。
神のお恵みですね。
That's a concept I probably never would have come across if I hadn't come to this school. The grace of God is a way of talking about the favors God has bestowed upon us, but
どうにも僕らしく。
yeah, just a bit. You strike me as one of the least like godly type people. Last night's words are still niggling at me, filling my mind with pessimistic thoughts. Sister Basquiat asks me what's wrong, and I force a cynical smile to my face in an attempt to restore my usual mood.
秋野菜が収穫できる頃合いになったということは、そろそろお楽しみのあれを掘ってもいいということですよね。
掘る？ああ、はいはい、さつまいものことね。天ぷらにすると美味しいわよね。
個人的にはもっとシンプ
I'm
ル
with her.
に
I'm
焼き
not
芋
a
の
fan
方
of
が好
sweet
みですけ
potatoes,
ど、
honestly.
収穫祭でのメニューに入っていれば最高なんですがね。
A nice baked potato, though. Oh my God, absolute delicacy. Just the perfect consistency of the potato. Get a little bit of that crunch from a nicely baked what skin? Potato skin? Yeah, it's potato skin. What am I talking about here?
時期が違うのが残念よね。
She smiles affably, and I feel a sudden urge to confess. I wonder how such a benevolent soul might respond if I were to confess to her the thing that I have been trying so hard not to think about.
先生は
Let's just do it. Let's just find out. How do you feel about love between two girls? Have you ever been in love? That's something I'm interested in finding out.
今まで好きになった人はいますか？
I ask her the question straight up, with no preamble, and her eyes widen. Then her expression changes to one of ever so perplexed happiness.
ユチロさんが恋の相談とは珍しいですね。
らしくないですか？
It's not like me. She shakes her head and looks down at her toes, like she's unsure of what to say.
スターのバスキア教諭に
It doesn't take a genius to realize that it's not the sort of question you ask of a pious, devout Christian nun. It was a thoughtless, insensitive thing to ask.
昨日の自分じゃないんだぞ。
好きな人はいたわ。
Oh, lore? Lore?
私がまだ覚悟を決めていない時にね。
Oh.
バスキア教諭、すみません。
No, don't cut her off. I want to know the lore.
いいのよ。ねえ、八代さん。私はこう思うの。生きることには
People need a
目標が必要。
purpose to hate? What?
たとえそれが愛でも憎しみでも。
That is a very weird thing for a Christian nun to be saying, that people need a purpose in life, whether that purpose is love, hate, or a meaningless wager? These words are so unlike her that I don't know how to respond, so I just stare at her as she smiles sadly.
空っぽにはならないで、八代さん。
You'll lose all your souls. Man, fuck Dark Souls 2. That game is so bad.
私のようにならないで。
Don't become like me. I feel that those words hang in the air unsaid. Huh. Well, that's an interesting little thing to just kind of lay out there. It's been a while since I've talked to Sister Basquiat, but I feel like a slight weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
はいじゃないが。
And I guess you got some of it out. She'd taken on the role of confessor. All the same, I smile wryly to myself.
どうしました？
いや、今更ながら思ったんですよ。自分が悩みなんておかしいってね。
そんなことはないわ。ねえ、八代さん。悩みが大きすぎることはいけないけれど。
Hey, worrying shows that your brain is actually working. You're thinking, you've got feelings about things. I think like worrying is just a natural part of life for sure. I blink at her. I wouldn't expect to hear that from someone like her, someone who's always listening to other people's problems and trying their damnness to solve them. Then again, she's probably going to come out with some teaching about how we should draw on our troubles as a source of spiritual sustenance.
確かに、そうで。
え？
悩みがない人生なんてつまらない。何でも叶うとおかしくなる。過去のロックスターを調べればわかることだ。
I mean, yeah. I think that people, like when people reach a certain level of fame, like whether it's actual fame, like being a rock star or movie star, or even like weird, like online parasocial bullshit, like it's very easy to just kind of like lose touch with reality. Because you're so used to things being on the up and up that it's, yeah, that's weird. That's nothing I would ever want to be a part of.
そういうことではないんですよ。
I don't know, I think it still fits. Sister Basquiat has taken my joking seriously. The way her brow furrows in perplexion is pretty cute.
話し込んでしまいましたね。そろそろ収穫に戻りましょう。
I take aim at the nearest carrot, my body feeling somewhat lighter after our talk. A cat! My ears prick up at the word.
あの毛並みはヨゴロウザですね。名前つけてるの？
It has a name? I find my cooking club comrades making a noise in front of the rabbit
君た
hutch.
ちも餌やりに来たのかい？
We got a cat around here? Yeah, that's dope. I'm a big fan of cats. But then again, who on the internet isn't? It's the most stereotypical thing. I love cats.
ゆずりは先輩、遊びに来たんですか？
何？人参の収穫をしたからね。少しお裾分けってやつさ。
Remember, they only eat the leafy part. I show them the vegetable treats I've brought with me, a few carrots I'd managed to snap while pulling up, and plenty of their leafy heads.
それよりも聞き逃せない名前が出たな。この辺りには猫が出
Now, we were
る。
just talking about Erica again.
ヨゴロウザです。
Yogoroza.
そうか。固めの猫の仲間がいると見た。
Ringo-kun grins. She must have recognized the famous Japanese children's book I'm referencing.
何のこと？
Oh no, she feels dumb and left out!
ヒゲよさらばだよ。
Higeo Saraba.
それよりこの辺にも野良猫がいるのだね。
Had not heard of that one.
森深いですからたくさん野生動物はいますですよ。ああ、前イタチとか見ました
Yo,
よ。
I saw a weasel once!
僕もアナグマやハクビシンなら見かけたことはあったんだがね。
Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom! To be honest, I thought cats could only survive in towns and cities, so I'm surprised to hear that they've been spotted around the isolated academy. However,
もともと野生の生き物だものな。
that's a good point. This preconception of mine comes from only ever encountering them as pets.
あ、でも大丈夫です。ウサギさんを襲ったりはしないですよ。
I must have looked dubious as she offers me an explanation while pushing some of the carrot leaves I've handed her through the wire.
ウサギさんを狙わなくとも餌はたくさんあるからですよ。
She clarifies. I nod. It's a bit gross to think about, but but I understand how they can fare perfectly well without needing to chow down on the rabbits.
あれ、人参あんまり喜ばないですね。
My cheap gas station cappuccino, or frozen cappuccino, has melted rather quickly today. Which is fine. I mean, I don't want it to be all ice, but it melted quicker than I had imagined that it would. French vanilla, by the way, since you were curious.
葉の方がお好みのようだ。イラストやなんかで人参が好きだという先入観が。
Bugs Bunny!
大好物
Everybody's
なんだ
like Bugs Bunny just always eats the carrot, and that's just not how it goes. The bunnies are innocently nibbling away at the leaves while completely ignoring the carrots themselves. Ichigo-kun watches them for a while.
もう少し来るのが早かったら、スーちゃんもいたんですよ。
Oh, we just missed Best Girl, did we? She informs me.
そうか。そうか。
Just who I've been wanting to see!
前は塞ぎ込んでましたけど、
Oh no.
元気になってハロウィンパーティーでの話もしてたんです。
I have no doubt that the both of you instantly. I don't know how anybody could stay in a bad mood around these two. I smile at her thoughtfulness towards her friend. She finishes feeding the rabbits and turns to face me properly, telling me that they were talking about what they should do for the party.
ハロウィンパーティーでの衣装のことです。あまり裁縫は得意ではないので、早くどんな衣装にしようか決めようと
That
話
is
したの
always
で
a
す。
problem. You don't know what you're doing for the Halloween party.
凝った仮装をするなら早く取り掛からなきゃですし、ゆずりは先輩はもう決めたんですか？
そうだな。僕は
To be honest, I haven't thought about it yet, but I'm more interested in your costume.
僕もまだ決めかねていてね。
I lean in and take hold of her hand.
いちごくんの衣装の方が。
Oh, damn, look at you! You're playing with this poor little girl. You're playing with this poor little girl's heart, Yuzu. You don't know what you're doing. Oh,
私ですか？
she is so unbelievably smitten. Oh my god, it's so cute. Seeing her blush and stutter gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling. Ah, this is the usual me.
まだ決めてないんです。そのリンゴと同じものにしようと思って。
Oh, Okay, my brain's putting some things together now.
そうか。
But I won't say it out loud.
同
Not
じ
yet.
衣装で合わせた方がいい。
I'll wait, and then when it happens or doesn't happen later, I'll know whether I can say it or not. I'll pretend that I had that thought all along and go, ha-ha, I called it! And you'd never know the difference. You'd never know. You'd never know, would you? You wouldn't. I rack my brains for spooky stories or legends that feature twins.
その辺で
どうしたんだい？
Hmm?
いちご姉が私のように真っ赤になって
As a me! You gigantic dork! You gigantic apple dork!
はい。
Seeing that Ichigo has indeed turned as red as an apple, Ringo's namesake, I apologize and let go of her hand.
八代先輩は何を着てもハマりそうで羨ましいです。私としては
No, I am sure that there are many wonderful outfits you would look absolutely adorable in.
そうかい？リンゴくんは怖い話が好きなのだろう？ならすぐに思いつきそうなものじゃないか。
お化けや怪物、妖怪などは知ってますけど、双子でなおかつ可愛いのは少ないのです。
Aww.
ああ、それは確かになかなか難儀しそうだ。
Have you heard of the Sonozaki twins? If you look into it, I'm sure there are plenty of creepy twin options out there, but finding something that'll look cute is another matter. I think Neon and Xion are both rather cute. I think that it would work. I think these two could pull it off. Maybe not as tall as they would need to be for those roles, but I think they got it. And neither, in terms of height nor personality, are they suited to something genuinely horrifying. The twins themselves have clearly already come to terms with what I'm just realizing, which is exactly why they're already trying to come up with a twin outfit that works for them.
ゆずりは先輩は何でも似合うからいいですよね。
怖い系の衣装と男装系はね。だが女性らしいのはハマらないだろうな。
Oh, now that's bull poop. Look at you. You're plenty girlish. I try picturing myself in a sexy witch outfit, but no way. I can't even imagine it.
男装系が似合うのは美人だからですよ。かっこいいし憧れます。
Aww. Ichigo is pretty open in her admiration. I remember a time back when my eyes sparkled just like hers. I remember when I used to think life was worth living.
憧れを抱かれるなんて僕はそんな大層なものではないよ。今の自分は真似から
Oh,
入
the
っ
way you are now from copying others, huh?
まあね、ゆずりは先輩にも誰かその憧れの人とかいたんですか？
My best friend immediately comes to mind.
子供の頃親友が入院し塞いでいた時にとある映画を
Oh.
見たんだ。
映画ですか？
ドキュメント映画さ。マドンナのワールドツアーのものだったら。 映画では
That was,
そのツアーがいかに過酷かが
I know what documentary movie this is. I've not seen it, but I know that it was a thing that came out while I was growing up.
その息抜きにスタッフみんなでカードゲームをしていた場面があった。罰ゲーム付きのやつさ。もし負けたら告白か実行を選ぶというね。
つまり秘密のトロかやりたくない事柄を選ばされる。
その通り。たとえマドンナでも例外はない。ドキュメントの中でスタッフが負け、二択から秘密の告白をする場面やきつい実行を選び行われる場面もあったな。そしてマドンナも負け、秘密のトロか実行で彼女は告白を選んだな。
なんかあまり罰ゲームって感じじゃないかも。
彼女はその時離婚したてだったのさ。僕もスタッフのお題にハラハラして見守ったものさ。そうしたら私が一番愛しているのはショーン・ペインよと離婚してすぐの元夫の名前を挙げた。
それは
ああ、 カメラが回っている中で堂々と言い切ったんだからね。僕は大勢の前で動じない信念を持つ彼女に、
誰の前でも動じない自分。
I used to be weak.
親友が退院して戻ってきた時、頼れる自分になっていたかったのさ。
I became the person I am today by imitating others. That's probably why I felt such an affinity for Suo-kun, who projects herself into her books and films.
誰かになりたいか。私的にはない発想ですね。
We're the same!
わかる。
Yeah, actually, I bet you do. Oh! Oh, there's layers here. Oh, man. Oh, man, that hits. That's... Oof. On hearing Ringo-kun's whisper, I reflect how, although the Sasakis may be twins, there's still a big difference in how they think. I think I've said too much.
餌も与えおいたようだし、2階への階に向かうとするよ。年中無休の店長はつらい。
The twins say their farewells, and I direct my feet toward the school building. After my lecture from Sister Basquiat and my chat with the Sasaki sisters, my despondent mood is almost back to normal. However, as soon as I spot the letter that's been slipped under the door and see who it's from,
これは
I realize that my troubles have only just begun. What? Dun, 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 dun. All right. I think we are going to go ahead and call things there. So, things are certainly looking very interesting, and we're not even out of chapter 1 yet. But we got like a letter situation that we got to deal with. Good Lord. All right. So, with that said, we will be back once again, probably tomorrow. So I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll catch you then. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.